I was watching line 3, shut down for the third time this month, when my phone buzzed. Text from Stephen Parker, my plant director. 099 seconds. Russell, we're promoting Bradley Morrison to operations director instead of you. He brings fresh perspective. 15 seconds announcement at 3 p.m. No explanation, no meeting, just a text message after 25 years of keeping this place running. 23 seconds. I'm Russell Coleman, 54 years old, and I've been working defense manufacturing since I got out of the Navy at 26. 31 seconds. Started as a diesel mechanic in the service. Learned everything hands-on. 8 years on destroyers taught me that when something breaks at sea, 39 seconds, you fix it right the first time, or people die. I set the phone down on my clipboard and walked out to the production floor. 45 seconds. The hum of the CNC machines felt different now, like equipment running out of spec. Stephen was standing near the quality control station, coffee in hand. 54 seconds, talking to Bradley like he just solved our throughput problems. 57 seconds. Bradley had his MBA from Northwestern and a smile that looked good in boardroom presentations. 1:03. 1 minute, 3 seconds. What he didn't have was any idea how to actually run a defense manufacturing operation. 1:09, 1 minute, 9 seconds. I'd been training him for 8 months, showing him the preventive maintenance schedules I developed, the lean processes that cut our scrap rate by 15% and dropped operating costs 9%. 1:19, 1 minute, 19 seconds. The supplier relationships I'd built over 2 decades, the ATAR compliance protocols that kept our security clearance clean. 1:27, 1 minute, 27 seconds. He took notes, asked smart questions, and apparently decided my job looked better than his. When I reached them, Stephen handed me an envelope. 1:35 or 1 minute, 35 seconds. Thanks for mentoring Bradley, he said. He's really absorbed your systems approach. My systems approach, that's what we were calling it now. 1:44, 1 minute, 44 seconds. I opened the envelope while they watched. Inside was a performance review and a lateral transfer to senior technical advisor. 1:50, 1 minute, 50 seconds, same pay, less authority, and a cubicle instead of an office. They wanted me to train my replacement and then step aside quietly. 1:58, 1 minute, 58 seconds. I folded the papers and put them in my back pocket. When does this take effect? Monday, Stephen said. 10:04, 2 minutes, 4 seconds. Bradley's got some exciting optimization projects lined up. Optimization projects using the process documentation I'd spent years developing. 2:13, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. The maintenance protocols that kept our downtime under 4%. The supplier agreements I'd negotiated personally. 2:19, 2 minutes, 19 seconds. All of it would get rebranded as Innovative Data-Driven Solutions. 2:23, 2 minutes, 23 seconds. My wife Michelle had been expecting this promotion. 2:28, 2 minutes, 28 seconds. We talked about it over dinner for months. The extra money would help with our son Andrew's student loans and our daughter Jennifer's college tuition. 2:37. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Now I'd have to explain why 25 years of dedication wasn't enough. But here's what they didn't know. For the past 6 months, I'd been having conversations with Patrick Sullivan, 2:43. 2 minutes, 43 seconds, who runs a family defense operation about 35 miles east called Sullivan Defense Systems. 2:48, 2 minutes, 48 seconds, started as vendor meetings, turned into something more. 56, 2 minutes, 56 seconds. Patrick appreciated military discipline over PowerPoint presentations. That afternoon, I cleaned out my office. 25 years of documentation, vendor contacts, process improvements, and troubleshooting guides went into boxes. 3:06, 3 minutes, 6 seconds. Not because I was bitter, but because it was mine. 3:08, 3 minutes, 8 seconds, developed on my own time with my own experience, never formally documented in company systems. 3:14, 3 minutes, 14 seconds, the preventive maintenance schedules I'd created. Personal notes based on 25 years of watching military spec equipment fail. 3:20, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. The supplier relationships that got us priority service and bulk discounts built through handshakes and keeping my word. 3:28, 3 minutes, 28 seconds. The lean manufacturing processes that transformed our efficiency ratings, trial and error from decades of solving problems that could cost lives if done wrong. 3:37, 3 minutes, 37 seconds. I left copies of the official procedures, but the real knowledge, the institutional memory that made those procedures work, that walked out with me. Lane 45. 3 minutes, 45 seconds that evening, I sat Michelle down at the kitchen table. She could see something was different from the way I was carrying myself. 3:52. 3 minutes, 52 seconds, they gave it to Bradley, I said simply. Her face went through a series of emotions, surprise, disappointment, then anger. 3:59. 3 minutes, 59 seconds after everything you've done for that place. 25 years apparently wasn't enough fresh perspective for them. So what happens now? 4:06. 4 minutes, 6 seconds. I reached across and took her hand. I've been talking with Patrick Sullivan at Sullivan Defense. Been 12, 4 minutes, 12 seconds. He's interested in bringing me on as operations director. Michelle knew about Patrick from my stories over the years. 4:19, 4 minutes, 19 seconds. Good man, ran his family business the right way, treated people with respect. What would that mean for us? Different company, same work. 4:27, 4 minutes, 27 seconds, but somewhere that values experience over credentials. The salary would actually be better, and Patrick mentioned equity participation. 4:36, 4 minutes, 36 seconds. For the first time that day, I saw hope in her eyes. 4:39, 4 minutes, 39 seconds. 25 years of watching me come home frustrated with corporate politics had taken its toll on both of us. 4:47, 4 minutes, 47 seconds. Monday morning, Bradley moved into my office. New nameplate, fresh flowers, a whiteboard covered in MBA buzzwords like synergistic optimization and data-driven efficiency metrics. 4:55, 4 minutes, 55 seconds. He called an all-hands meeting to introduce his vision. We're going to revolutionize our approach, he announced. Demio 1, 5 minutes, 1 second. Russell built a solid foundation, but it's time to move beyond old-school methods and embrace innovation. The floor supervisors looked at each other. 5:09, 5 minutes, 9 seconds. Jason Brooks, who'd worked with me for 14 years, just shook his head. These guys knew the difference between theory and reality. 5:17, 5 minutes, 17 seconds. I spent my last week transitioning what they legally required me to transition. Official procedures, company-owned documentation, formal processes. 5:25, 5 minutes, 25 seconds. But the real knowledge, the judgment calls, the relationships, the institutional memory that made everything work, that stayed with me. 5:32. 5 minutes, 32 seconds. By Wednesday, the first cracks started showing. Line 2 went down for what should have been routine maintenance on the bearing assemblies. 5:39, 5 minutes, 39 seconds, but the documentation. Bradley was following didn't include the specific torque specifications for our particular setup. Standard mil-spec said 45 FT-LBS. 5:49, 5 minutes, 49 seconds. Experience said 42 for our equipment because of the ambient temperature variations in our facility. They torqued to 45. Bearing failed within 4 hours. 5:58, 5 minutes, 58 seconds, 6-hour production, delay while they waited for replacement parts that had to meet defense standards. I wasn't there to see it happen, but Jason called me that evening. 6:07, 6 minutes, 7 seconds. Russell, you should have seen the panic on Bradley's face when that bearing seized. He kept looking at the manual, like it was going to give him different answers. 6:16, 6 minutes, 16 seconds. Thursday brought another issue. 6:18, 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Our primary titanium supplier, Brooks Industries, needed to discuss delivery schedules for a critical Navy contract. 6:25, 6 minutes, 25 seconds. Bradley scheduled a formal meeting with contracts and presentations. 6:29, 6 minutes, 29 seconds. What he didn't know was that Brooks had been flexible with us for years because of personal relationships. 37, 6 minutes, 37 seconds. Scott Brooks and I went way back. We'd worked through supply shortages, payment delays, and quality issues with handshake agreements that saved both our companies money and time. 6:45, 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Scott called me directly that afternoon. Russell, what's going on over there? This new guy wants to renegotiate everything. 6:54, 6 minutes, 54 seconds, says he's optimizing vendor relationships. I told him I wasn't involved anymore. 6:59, 6 minutes, 59 seconds. He said Brooks Industries would honor existing contracts but wouldn't be extending any special accommodations going forward. 7:17, 7 minutes, 17 seconds. Patrick's operation was smaller but smarter. Family-owned. 3 generations of building quality components for military applications without the corporate nonsense. 7:25, 7 minutes, 25 seconds. When I explained what I could bring to their operation, Patrick didn't ask for presentations or data projections. Show me, he said. 7:33, 7 minutes, 33 seconds. I spent 2 weeks analyzing their production flow, identified bottlenecks they'd been working around for years. 7:39, 7 minutes, 39 seconds, proposed modifications to their preventive maintenance program. 7 minutes, 47 seconds, suggested supplier consolidation that could cut material costs, 14%. The difference was night and day. Where my old company had layers of approval for every decision, Patrick gave me authority to implement changes immediately. 7:56, 7 minutes, 56 seconds. Where Bradley needed consultants to validate obvious improvements, 8 minutes, Patrick trusted experience over theory. Within a month, we'd improved their line efficiency 16%. As 8 minutes, 6 seconds cut, downtime by 28%, streamlined their supply chain. So deliveries came when needed, not when convenient for suppliers. The best part? Patrick offered equity. 8:17, 8 minutes, 17 seconds. Not just a job, but ownership stake in improvements I created. After 25 years of making other people's operations profitable, someone finally wanted to share the upside. 8:26, 8 minutes, 26 seconds. Back at my old plant, the situation was deteriorating faster than I expected. Jason's updates got more frequent and more concerning.